get set for game 2 of this series against the Washington Nationals. The Phillies are 23 games over the 500 mark for the 3rd time this year, trying to get to 24 over the 500 mark for the first time. Here's the National starting lineup. Leading it off in left field, Willie Harris. Christian Guzman, the shortstop, bats second. Ryan Zimmerman hits third, followed by Adam Dunn, the cleanup batter. Josh Willingham's in right field batting fifth. Ian Desmond is over at second base tonight. He'll bat sixth. Justin Maxwell hits seventh. Will Nieves bats eighth, and batting ninth and pitching is right-hander Livan Hernandez. And they will be opposed by righty Joe Blanton, making his 28th start, 9-7 with a 4.11 earned run average. And quite frankly, Wills, if he was able to solve the Nationals this year, his record would be a whole lot better.
Yeah, his numbers are not good against Washington, Thomas. Last time out, he really got hit around. He had a very poor outing in that final game of the series. The Phillies almost rallied to catch the Nationals in that one when Matt Stairs hit the grand slam home run last Thursday night in our nation's capital. And there's our Southwest Airlines scouting report. That's what Tom's talking about against the Nationals. Oof, he has really struggled against them. You know, the whole thing comes down to his fastball command, and last week he did not have that in that game.
Well, he is about ready to get the baseball back for Pedro Feliz and get this ball game started. Joe, in his last 10 starts, has gone 7 innings or more 7 times. Now, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's done a good job this year. He's been very steady in the rotation, but has struggled against this team.
So Willie Harris will lead things off against Joe Blanton. Harris has 3 hits and 8 at-bats against Joe. Overall this year, he's hitting .429 against the Phillies.
He had some long balls against him, a lot of extra base hits. He's really been potent.
And we're underway as the first pitch is taken up high. Phillies begin play tonight with a 6.5 game lead over the Florida Marlins in the National League East. The Marlins have already won today. They defeated the St. Louis Cardinals. And you look at our Toyota Major League scoreboard. Cody Ross, 2 RBIs. He's got 90 RBIs now in the year.
And they went in and beat the Cardinals 2 out of 3. After losing the first game, they won the next 2. And played the Cardinals very well. Cardinals in a little funk. They've lost 5 out of 6. The Braves went and swept them over the weekend.
And there's the first strike of the night. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Willie Harris. Joe Blanton, now 28 years old, out of Nashville, Tennessee. Originally grew up in Kentucky, and there's the first walk of the ball game as Willie Harris is aboard to start this first. So nobody out, runner on first. Here's Christian Guzman. You got to keep an eye on Willie Harris. He has stolen 9 bases this year. Guzman overall hitting .294, 6 homers and 50 runs batted in. He too has hit the Phillies well this year, 15 hits and a .341 batting average. There goes Harris. The pitch is taken for a strike. The throw to second base, not in time. And the Nationals have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the first.
First movement there by Joe Blanton. They know him well. They have it figured out, at least on that pitch. And as soon as he picked up that front leg, gone was Willie Harris. So they had that planned. It's like when Davey Lopes talks to his guys over there at first, what they're going to go on, and in this case they had something figured out.
Yeah, Marquise Grissom is the first base coach. I'm not sure if Jim Riggleman gave him a sign, or if Marquise, much like Davey, decides when Willie Harris or any base runner goes.
Now, most guys like a Harris, guys that can run on teams, have a green light, and what they'll do is stop, and they're on their own, and they can steal when they want, unless whatever situation is the manager puts on the don't run. It's very few times the guys put on straight steals, I've found, in the major leagues.
1-2 the count to Christian Guzman. And that's a little flare right side, chases under it, and 1 away here in the first inning.
Guzman trying to move him over, and he got a change up, got way out in front.
Turkey Hill in the 2009 season will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream. Sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs.
Joe Blanton just turned around and wanted to make sure he knew who the cover guy was at second base. It looks like it's Chase Utley, because with him not getting him over, this is when the guy will try and run.
It'll bring Ryan Zimmerman to the plate. Zimmerman, 29 home runs, 94 runs batted in. You saw where Utley was standing. Not too far from the second base bag. And a pretty good breaking pitch by Joe Blanton. That's in there for strike one. Zimmerman against the Phillies this year has 4 of those career high 29 home runs. And he pops it up behind home plate. Ruiz will give it a look. And it's just back a few steps. 0-2 the count.
See, that's something that we haven't seen for a long time. Now there's that Ed Rapuano. They're trying to get him out of the way. And Carlos Ruiz, that ball's out of play. We could see some BBs in the hands right there from Zimmerman. It's cold here tonight. How the last time Ed Rapuano was behind the plate, he threw Shane Victorino out from center field.
Right.
That was on August 9th against Florida.
Paul Shriver's at first, Paul Nartz at second, Joe West, the crew chief, over at third.
That was a memorable day here. Precipitated quite a chewing out by the manager after the game.
Did he go? They appealed. No, says the first base umpire. Well, come to think of it, Shane was never suspended. We never heard anything more about that after that. So, you know, Major League Baseball probably thought, you know what, let's just let that one die.
Sometimes they get fined and you don't know. That's a good point, though. We'll have to find out.
Opposite way. That's a foul ball, slicing it to the crowd.
There was an awful lot of stuff going on that night not to get fined, or that day.
That's about where Shane was when Ed Rapuano tossed him out of the ballgame.
It used to be they got telegrams when they were getting used, and they used to make up phony telegrams and give them to the players. And Tom, back early when I first started, they'd get fined $50 or $100.
That was a big deal. Yeah,
big time money. And guys, I can't believe it. Maybe the club will pick it up.
A little low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Zimmerman last night was 0 for 4 in the ball game, which the Phillies won 5-0. Behind the pitching of Cliff Lee.
They used to fine him $50 for fraternizing before the game. One umpire, the third base umpire normally, would sit behind, come out behind. Now the umpires got rid of it, but they would come out and sit behind home plate before the game during batting practice. They saw any players coming up towards each other to talk, they'd whistle. Guys would look around, the umpires would go move their hands like, get away. And if they continued, they'd write them up and they'd get fined.
Never knew that.
Yeah. Now it's a social gathering before the game.
Inside, ball 4, and Zimmerman draws a walk. It's the second walk of the inning issued by Joe Blanton.
Time now for our Key State Chrysler Jeep keys to tonight's game. It is miserable, raw, cold, out of the northeast. The weather really has changed. And Joe Blanton, well, pitching better. But he really has to get after these Nats, because we talked about they're a tough team for him. And you got to have patience with Livan Hernandez. He loves to get hitters out with non-strikes.
Adam Dunn takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Dunn last night was 1 for 3. He's hit in 6 consecutive ball games. Overall this year, hitting .258 against the Phillies. And he's got 2 runners aboard here in the top of the first inning. And he pops it up. Let's see what the wind does to this one. Over to left center field, Victorino and Ibanez, and he'll leave it for Raul when he makes the catch. That ball started out straight away center field, but with the wind blowing in from right center, it kicked it all the way over to left, and it's a shallow left field.
Yeah, watching batting practice, they were having trouble hitting the ball out to right and right center. It was carrying a little bit better towards the left field corner. There you see what Tom's talking about. Victorino thought he had that all the way, and then here comes Raul Ibanez and makes a play. See the way the flags are blowing this way tonight, right out of the northeast.
So a 2 away. Josh Willingham is the batter. Willingham hitting .278 with 22 home runs and 59 runs batted in. And Blanton works ahead 0-1. See, Willingham struggles. He's still, from an average standpoint, is above his career average. That's because he was on a torrid pace after the 1st of June. I mean, he was crushing the ball. And he lines that one right at J-Roll, and the inning is over. A hanger, and Willingham put it right into the glove of Jimmy Rollins, and Joe Blanton strands two here at the top of the first inning. So the Phillies will get their first chance against Livan Hernandez when we return. Joe Feliz bats seventh. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, hits eighth. And batting ninth and pitching, of course, is Joe. And they will face right-hander Livan Hernandez, who is making his 27th start against the Phillies, 28th overall this year. 8-10 with a 5.30 earned run average, and that's between New York and Washington.
Yeah, let go by the Mets in August. He did a good job for the Mets early in the season. Then he just started to wear down a little bit, and they finally decided to move him. He signed on the 25th. There you see the scouting report on him. We put in there again the kitchen sink. He just goes out there and sees what's working. He cares less how many pitches he throws. He could care less. And he pitches behind hitters sometimes. Doesn't bother.
Well, he's made 4 starts for the Nationals. He's 1-2 in those 4 starts with a 4.44 earned run average.
He used to have a real heavy sinking fastball. Really doesn't have that anymore. Tries to spot his pitches. And he has all kinds of off-speed stuff.
And he gets Jimmy to pull that one to second. Desmond will retire him for out number 1.
That's the point you just made is right on. Gets him to pull it to second because he'll throw it out there all day to the left-handed hitters, and if they want to just roll it over to second base, feel free.
One out. Here's Shane Victorino. Shane, like a lot of the Phillies hitters, has done very well against the Nationals this year, but he's also done very well here at Citizens Bank Park. In his last 51 games here in Philadelphia, Shane is hitting .376. And Livan starts him off with a pitch at the knees for a strike. And he flares that one toward left center field. Guzman, and he got a nice jump and was able to find the baseball. 2 away.
That's amazing because he turned the wrong way. Normally when you do that, you turn back around, it's not going to be there. And he made a heck of a play on that. Especially when it's hit that low. Right now he's turned back around. And he still had that. But you see how it started to go away from him even after he turned around. What a good play.
2 away. That'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. Chase 6 for 17 on this homestand, hitting .353 with 3 runs scored and 4 RBIs. The other night, Chase reached 100 runs scored for another season. And Livan starts him off with a fastball for a strike. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Jane Sutton of Wilmington, Delaware. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Jane will win $200. Line drive, base hit for Chase, right where Guzman would have been standing. And the Phillies have a 2-out base runner.
An old shift beater.
I mentioned how Chase, when he gets ready for a game, He sits in the cage and puts the ball on a tee and just peppers that side of the cage all the time. Oh, work for him there.
Yeah, and obviously he's turned into a pull hitter at this point in his career, because you don't throw 3 guys on the side of that infield like that if the guy's not a pull hitter. And he's gotten away from hitting balls the other way a little bit, but you know, that can really work for him when he does it. He's pretty successful whatever he does. Don't change.
So he's aboard, 1 stolen base away from 20 for the season. In fact, Chase, if he is successful and reaches 20 stolen bases, it would be the first time in his career that he would have 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases in a season. And Ryan has the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Davey Loeb says he's as good as anybody they have down there, that when he goes, he makes it. He said, but he just doesn't run as much for obvious reasons. You got Ryan Howard there. Sometimes there's 2 outs, and there's a situation where you don't want to take any chance.
You see Chase, 21 straight steals without being caught. Jimmy has the 5th highest active streak at 12. The last time Chase was caught was more than a year ago against these Washington Nationals. Two balls, 1 strike the count to Ryan. Slow curveball lofted toward right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Utley's on his way to third. He'll get there easily. It's a base hit for Ryan Howard, and the Phillies have 2 aboard here in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Well, they're hitting him the same way Levon's throwing him. You know, he throws a big looper up there, and Ryan Howard hits a big looper to right field. That was funny to watch. He's even kind of like, what? Big old looping curveball in the 60s and a big old looping fly ball to right field.
And Josh Willingham playing right field tonight. He had no chance as Utley was moving right on contact. So 2 away, runners on 1st and 3rd. Raul Ibanez the batter. Raul's had a good homestand. He's 6 for 20, but beyond that, he's had an unbelievable year against the Nationals. 8 home runs, 21 RBIs. And he has hit 4 bombs in his last 9 games. And he takes a pitch outside. It's 1-0. Mentioned last week that Levon has only faced Raul Ibanez in 1 game, and it was last week. In there for a strike. It's 1-1.
He was hurt when Hernandez pitched against the Phillies with the Mets this year. That was right around the right before the All-Star break, when Ibanez was in trouble with that groin problem.
Opposite way, that's going to slice foul. And it's 1-2. Well, during Levon's career, he has pitched in the American League with the Minnesota Twins, but they must not have faced the Seattle Mariners when he was in Minnesota.
Yeah, this guy's been a National League guy for the most part. You know, you figure that long term with Florida and San Francisco, Washington. He had a good run with the Nats before then going over to the Mets. And as you said, Tom, in between with Minnesota. But his career has basically been spent in the National League since he came over from Cuba.
155 wins, the 2nd most for a pitcher from Cuba. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
El Tiante is number 1.
Louis Tiant. Over 200 wins. There goes Howard. Pitch is taken outside. The throw by Nieves not in time. Here comes J-Ro. He's going to score. Or excuse me, Chase Utley. It's 1-0 Phillies.
That's planned.
That's a double steal right there. Davey Lopes tried to do it last week.
Yep, they tried to do that in the game last week, and for a variety of reasons it didn't work out, and they just had a brain cramp there. Washington, what you have to do on that play is not worry about Ryan Howard. The infielder has to come forward, cut it off. And when Chase Utley said, watch what happens when he sees a throw come through, He breaks immediately. Guzman thinks he's got a shot at him. Now watch. He's watching to see. And the other thing that happened there, of course, is Nieves never looked at Chase Utley. Never looked him back. And even if you just look a little bit at the runner at third base, you freeze him. Then you can even throw to second and take your chance that way or hold on to it. But the first thing the catcher has to do is look at the runner at third.
And last week against Washington, it was the same scenario. Howard was on first. The difference, though, it was Jimmy over at third. And Davey Lopes said that when Ryan stole second, he was wondering, hey, where'd Jimmy go?
Yeah.
Well, tonight it worked.
Yeah, that time they really paid attention and got it done.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Ibanez.
It's the old rare steal of home. Phillies had one with Jason Worth earlier this year, a true steal of home.
And that stolen base for Chase. We mentioned it's the first time in his career he has stolen 20 bases and he has hit 20 home runs or more.
Phillies don't score many runs like that.
Inside ball 4. The Phillies have runners on first and second.
Now you watch what happens here. You know, they have to decide whether they're going to throw through, what they're going to do. But when the throw goes, Chase Utley looks to see if Nieves is going to look. See him watching. He never looks at it. He throws through immediately, so he knows he's got a free run home. He's, you know, Brian Howard's out at second. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But something was ventured there, and something was gained.
Big time. So 1-0 Phillies with Ryan on second base. Raul's on first. Jason Worth the hitter. Jason has 4 hits on this homestand.
That's something you'll get with Nieves about, and remind him that his first duty is to look at third.
And that's in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Catchers go through. We talk about it all the time. They step in front of home plate and go through all those signs when runners are at first and third. Well, that's when they're deciding what to do if the runner goes. Whether they're going to throw through, whether they're going to fake it, whether they're going to cut it off in the middle of the infield. And that's a drill they practice a lot in spring training.
0-2 the count to Jason. You know, last night we saw a couple of base running blunders by the Nationals, and one was by a pitcher. But there you see the mistake by Nieves to throw through and not look Chase back at third. And these are all the things that bothered Manny Acta, and they probably bothered Jim Riggleman just the same. No balls, 2 strikes the count to Worth. Opposite way, a line drive. Willingham coming on, makes the catch as he battles the lights, and the inning is over. But the Phillies do get a run on a double steal. The back end, well, it's Chase Utley reading the throw and then getting home. Top of the second inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Ian Desmond leads it off against Joe Blanton. And Joe delivers a fastball a little high, so he's behind 1-0. Desmond, the last time Blanton faced the Nationals, hit a 434-foot home run against Joe. It was the third longest home run in Nationals Park. I mean, the park's only been open a couple of years, but it was a long one.
Yeah, it was deep. He had a good series in Florida over the weekend too.
He lines that one toward left. It's pretty deep. Ibanez going back, and he's not going to get it. It's off the wall, and it eludes Raul. Desmond's around second, and he's going to hold up there. He thought better of trying to go to third with nobody out.
This guy's got a lot of extra base hits.
Well, it's time now for our Geico quote of the day. And Ian Desmond on making the majors. From my 12th birthday to my last birthday last year, every single time I've wished that I'd get to the big leagues. I said I want to be a Major League Baseball player. I never made another wish, not once. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO.
Well, he has tools. They're playing him at second tonight. He was at shortstop last week. He had some trouble throwing. He has a tremendous arm, but he can be a little erratic, evidently.
He made 28 errors at shortstop in a season.
He played in Sarasota, Florida. That's where he's from. And Michael Doobie, Rich Doobie's son, played against this guy. And Rich knows him real well from having seen him play amateur baseball against his son.
0-2 the count to Justin Maxwell, who was 2 for 4 in last night's ball game. Maxwell overall hitting .226, but his numbers have picked up since he's returned from the minor leagues. A lot of his trouble took place the first half of the year when he was here with the Nationals before he went back down to the minors.
He has tools. This guy has a big swing. That's one thing, that hurts him a little bit, I think.
Slow chopper in front of the plate. Blanton looks the runner back at second. Hurries to throw to first.
He is a great athlete. He can really run, as you saw there. But as big as his swing is, unless he can do something about that, he can be pitched to.
Monday, September 28th at 7:05 kicks off the final homestand of the 2009 regular season. It's the Phillies against the Astros. 3 of the 4 games, there are still seats available. Those are the back end. The back 3 games of that series, the 29th, the 30th, and the 1st. You can purchase your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com.
Desmond can run. Same thing applies for Blanton as he looked around to see, okay, who do I have back there? Because we want to keep this guy close now if there's one out and they didn't get him over. And it once again, it would appear to be Chase Utley.
Will Nieves the batter. Nieves overall hitting .255. And he takes one a little low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
See, Blanton varies his look a little bit. He just looked once and then came home. And that's the one thing you want to stay away from as a pitcher in this situation. Do the same thing. He looks once and he came home. But he stayed a little bit longer on the look. So in a way he varied.
See what Joe's allowed his last 15 starts, 5 steals. He doesn't pick his leg up nearly as much when there's a guy on base.
No, he tries a slide step, but he's not quick to the plate. And he could conceivably be predictable if you're the opposition. He's done the same thing all 3 times now as far with the runner at second. 1 look and home.
Two balls, 2 strikes the count as that ball is bounced past Pat Listash. Desmond remains on second base with 1 away. The Phillies leading at 1-0 thanks to a double steal.
Yeah, that was an exciting play.
Just missed outside. The good thing about that double steal, not only that Chase scored, but Ryan got a very good jump and put himself in position and put the Phillies in position to pull that play off. I mean, he's got 7 stolen bases now this year.
Yeah, they kind of forgot about him over there, and that's understandable because you don't think he's going to go, and the infielders are really deep because they don't think he's going to go.
Another chopper off the plate over the mound. Jimmy coming on, bare hands, no play. And the Nationals will have runners on first and third. So that's the second hit of the inning for Washington. And it'll bring the pitcher, Livan Hernandez, to the plate.
Livan really handles the bat well. He has 11 sacks this year. He also used to be a tremendous hitter. He's not having much of a year swinging the bat this year. But they can do a lot of things with him at home plate.
He has 6 hits and 45 at bats this year, but look at his career average and the career home runs.
Oh yeah, this guy's been a force, and he stands way off the plate too.
He's not square, and he's swinging. The count is 0-1.
And Blanton treated him with respect there too. He threw him a breaking ball in that first pitch. Don't throw him a cookie. And you want to stay away from him because he's so far off the plate.
Next sacrifice bunt will be the 100th of his career, and he sacrificed up the first base line. Desmond's off third. The throw back. They got him. Another base running blunder by the Nationals. He must have missed a sign, because he looked back at Pat Listash, and Listash looked at him. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication there or not.
Well, you know, did he think he saw a suicide squeeze? Or do you think it was a suicide squeeze? I don't know. He didn't break. And then when he does break, it's way too late. Is he trying to follow the third baseman down? No, because the third baseman's behind him. I just kind of think it was a mistake, too. They're having a tough inning with the bases. Great play by Carlos. So you see how alert he was there when he looked up to see. He wanted to make sure he knew home plate was not covered. So he wanted to make sure there was no chance that guy was coming down the line on him when he threw to first.
So 2 away. Here's Willie Harris, and Harris takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice play by Carlos to keep it in front of him.
That's one of those plays sometimes where they'll try to do that and hope that the third baseman, you know, follow the runner down, and you know something will happen where you can beat a play at the plate. In that case, I just have to think something was just wrong.
Unless Desmond thought that ball was going to roll farther up the first base line.
I think he tried to do too much.
Maybe. 2-0 the count to Willie Harris.
It's a young player's mistake, and you know it was aggressive, and they'll discuss that with him. They have a lot of discussion to do right now.
That just missed outside. 3-0 the count.
I think he also, you know, the more you're trying to figure out what happened on that, I think he saw Ruiz vacating the home plate area, and he knew nobody could cover it, so he was going to try and score as soon as Ruiz threw that ball to first to get Hernandez. He was going to break, but Carlos alertly saw him off the bag and threw him out.
A good play by Carlos. The count 3-1 to Willie Harris. And there's ball 4. It's the third walk issued by Joe Blanton tonight. Joe in his last outing walked 4. And that was kind of odd, just because if you went back to the 1st of July, he did have one other game where he walked 4, but there were games where he would walk 1. There were stretches of games where he didn't walk anybody. But the last few games now, he's walked 7 in his last 2 outings. So the bases are loaded for Christian Guzman. Guzman takes a fastball in. It's 1-0. Guzman was retired by Chase on that pop-up his first time up. 2-0 the count. And Carlos is going to go out to talk to Joe.
Well, when Blanton's been good lately with a lot of left-handed hitters in lineups, he throws changeups, and he's been very effective. That was a changeup there, 1-0, missed with it. Now he goes to 2-0, and he's in a fastball count with the bases loaded.
And with those 3 walks, he's thrown a lot of pitches so far in the first couple innings of the game. Got the A base on third, Hernandez on second, and Willie Harris over at first. And that one is hit sharply, but right at Chase Utley. Nice hop, And the inning is over. So Joe strands 3. He has stranded 5 through the first 2 innings of tonight's ball game. We go to the bottom of the second. Ian Desmond's base running blunder has kept us in a 1-0 lead. Reports from the ballpark. Get all the news Philly fans need to know tonight after Phillies post-game live only on Comcast Sportsnet. Last of the second inning. Phillies lead it 1-0. Jackets and sweatshirts tonight on a cool night here in South Philadelphia as the Phillies and the Nationals play game 2 of this 3-game series. There's been a heck of a turnaround here at this ballpark for the Phillies, who began the year 13-22. Through the month of June here at this ballpark, and everybody kept wondering what the heck is going on. Well, since that time, the Phillies are 27-10. Pedro Feliz leads it off, and he takes a pitch outside. Pedro on the year hitting .268. He has 11 home runs and 69 RBIs. It is his 7th straight season, reaching double digits in homers.
And Levan's not going to throw him a whole lot of fastballs. Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. Pedro very, very patient. Goes to 3-0. And he paints one. So he throws a back-to-back fastballs after 3 straight breaking balls.
And that 86-mile-an-hour fastball was the hardest one that he's thrown tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't throw real hard anymore.
Slow chopper over the mound. Guzman has time. Pedro's retired. 1 away.
Got him on a breaking ball, then finally went on the 3-2 count. Carlos last night had that big 3-run double. Charlie Manuel was talking about him tonight. Said that's the easiest ball he hit all night. After that, he really scalded 3. But that one did the most damage because he got it over the infield with the bases loaded and cleared them.
Yeah, Carlos was 2 for 4 in last night's ball game. His average up to .258. And that pitch is a little inside, 1-0. It's hard to tell when Levan throws, because you are used to him throwing a little harder than this. When he throws 84, or in that case 82, whether it's a changeup or a fastball.
Yeah.
But it's a fastball.
Well, he's got all kinds of different breaking balls. There's one he threw a little bit of a slider there. He'll throw that overhand curveball. He cuts pitches. He just does what he has to do to compete because he's short at this point. He's pitched so many innings. Who knows how many innings he pitched in Cuba.
That one's in the air to center field. Not that deep.
Before he came over to the States, and he'd been a workhorse since he came to the United States to start pitching in the major leagues.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning, and we continue with our thanking of our great crew. And we want to thank Kim Watson, who has decided to let us guess her age. And Kim is such a big part of our graphics department, and she has so much control over her age up there because she's the one putting these graphics together. See a memorable game, a doubleheader in 1998, in July of 1998. Why not? I think a lot of folks in Philadelphia have chalked that up to one of their memorable games. So thank you, Kim. As the count is quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes to Joe Blanton.
It's a great way when you're controlling the graphics down there. You have to put your age in, as opposed to the other night when Christine's age went up there. She has no control over that.
Blanton down swinging. He's tagged out for the second out. Christine Connors, our stage manager here. Make that our third out. I'm sorry. So it's 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies. Here in the second, we head to the third. Phillies. I'll give you your glasses then.
I asked the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia question to the fans and to Tom. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to fan forum section. For all the information, please submit your answer on the subject line. And the question is, who holds the Nationals/Expos franchise record for doubles in a season?
I got it.
Oh, come on. They gave it to you. The answer will be revealed in the 7th. Now stop, you guys.
Give me anything.
Come on.
Well, Villa Maria Academy, lower school. Phillies love you right on back. We go to the top of the third inning. 1-0 Phillies. Joe Blanton, he has stranded 5 runners through the first 2 innings. Would you have known that answer if you had? No?
Oh, not right now I wouldn't.
You would have thought about it a little bit.
Thought about it for a while, but I'd have never guessed who it is.
Right.
Even though I remember the year that guy had and how good he was.
Did you hear the buzzer there, Wheels?
Well, they just, that's one of their little toys down there, and they just had to bring it out. One of the little playthings downstairs, or over across the street, I mean.
Little looper down the right field line. That's a foul ball. And it's 0 balls and 2 strikes.
Yep. Some nights it's a little bit of romper room. We're going to profile those guys behind the scenes.
They do have total control, so it's up to them.
Well, there's the answer. Darn.
And he got it. Held on to by Carlos Ruiz and Rapuano, the home plate umpire. Had to wait to see if Carlos had the baseball, and he very casually threw the ball to third. So 1 away, and that is strikeout number 1 for Joe.
Here it is. Joe Blanton looked like he threw a breaking ball here. No, it was a fastball.
Had a little bit of cut on it.
Yeah, I thought it moved, just to the eyes, to our eyes up here, and maybe it did. And Zimmerman said, pretty good pitch, huh?
And I'm done swinging at the first pitch, and the count is 0 balls and 1 strike.
He wanted to know from Rapuano if he had swung at a ball there, and basically the umpire told him no. Now don't throw it back on the field. Although you could become a big time celebrity if you do.
Could. To the count.
Well, all kinds of stuff happened after that incident.
Yeah, Steve Monforto and his 3-year-old daughter Emily, who threw that ball back back into the Diamond Club last night. He has been all over television and the internet today.
That was funny.
It was funny. And Dunn is down on strikes, 3 straight pitches, and Joe Blanton has back-to-back Ks here in the third.
These guys keep turning around to Rappuano, asking if their strikes are swinging out.
Well, this is what we were talking about last night.
Here's the play.
It seemed like a really good catch, and that was all. Yeah. Some fist pumps, some high fives for Emily, and then a baseball for Emily. Whoop! And there's the best part of it.
Oh, that was great.
Now that's a good dad recognizing right there that she needed some consoling.
Yeah. She realized, oh, I don't think I should have done that. I'm going to have trouble go chasing that and finding it.
I'm reading some of the stories today about Steve and his daughter Emily. Steve was saying that they play catch a lot of times in the house, and that's what Emily does in the house, and she did it here at the ballpark.
Sure, throw it back.
2-0 the count to Josh Willingham with 2 away here in the third.
Well, he's got command in this inning. All of a sudden, after the first 2 innings, Joe was all over the place, and now he's right where he wants to be. At least in the first few hitters. Not going to go breaking ball here on Willingham. Throws it slider behind in the count and gets it over.
Checked his swing. Did he go? Doesn't matter. It's a called strike 3. Joe Blanton with that changeup strikes out the side here in the third. 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals. We go to the bottom of the third. Jimmy Rollins at the top of the order when we come back. By AT&T, your world delivered. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by Dodge. Live strong. Live bold. Live now. Dodge. Grab life. Well, life has been good here in Philadelphia as Jimmy Rollins leads it off here in the bottom of the third. Jimmy grounded out his first time up against Livan Hernandez. And Livan delivers a fastball for a strike. And it's 0-1. Jimmy, 7 hits on this homestand. He's done a pretty good job on this homestand for the Phillies. air to center field. And Justin Maxwell glides under it. So Jimmy's retired for the first out here in the third. Well, Wheels, the buzzer has become such a big part of your life here on the Phil's Television Network, and Mike Giacalone is
thanks, Mike.
Is the gentleman behind the buzzer. The most memorable game was, of course, September 17, 2001, the first game after 9/11 at the Vet, which we saw just last week. And he is from Vineland, New Jersey, local guy. So, Mike, thanks for everything that you do, including that great buzzer, which I'm hoping I don't hear later on in this ball game. One pitch to Shane Victorino. He's retired. 2 outs here in the third.
Let me tell you, if you get that thing right tonight, you own that question the rest of the year. You got it every day. Feel free.
Well, now you're making me a little concerned because I thought I had it right off the bat, but maybe I don't.
You know, sometimes that's the best thing to do, the first thing you think of before you talk yourself out of it. I've done that a lot of nights.
Chase Singleton scored the only run of the game on a double steal his last time up. Last time the Phillies had 2 steals of home in one season, 1997. Kevin Stocker and Scott Rowland did it. And they count no balls and 1 strike to Chase.
Yeah, you almost always see it on the back end of a double steal. You rarely see a guy steal home the way Jason Worth did this year. That was against the Dodgers, right?
Yep. Well, speaking of the Dodgers, on our Toyota Major League Scoreboard, how about Ronnie Belliard and the impact he's had on L.A. since the Nationals sent him there? He helps the Dodgers win it 3-1 over the Pirates. A home run, a double, 3 hits overall.
Pirates played the Dodgers really tough for 3 games and lost all 3.
Chase hits it in the air to right center field. It's going to be tough to get the ball out of the yard or into the alleyway tonight. Maxwell retires him. A 1-2-3 third. In fact, Levan has retired 7 straight. We go to the 4th. It's 1-0 Phillies. T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. And now check out the newly added Philly Authentic section featuring authenticated game-used items, memorabilia, as well as autographed items. Get your gear straight from the source. ShopThePhillies.com shop. Some of the great items here at the ballpark. Sarge, when I was a kid, the item that I got every time I went to a Major League park was one of those plastic batting helmets. I mean, it didn't matter what park I went to, I would get 2 every time I would go.
Love to see you in that helmet.
Ian Desmond leads it off, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Some of my favorites, Sarge, were the old Twins helmet with the white front that Joe Mauer now wears behind the plate, and a breaking ball in there for strike 2. The Blue Jays helmet with the white front.
Wow.
You got a pattern going here?
I was a little more partial to that day. Didn't matter whose name was on it.
Go to Dodger Stadium and get one of those bats?
At that every year.
Desmond doubled his first time up. And the count is run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, not knowing really how to pitch Desmond. He's been hitting everything hard so far off of Blanton.
Try to check his swing. Yes, says Ed Rapuato. He went around. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Joe Blanton. 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, Joe getting him on this slide piece. Young hitter. Look at that. He's out in front. Geared for the fastball. They call the rookie out on that just about every time.
So Ian Desmond's retired. Justin Maxwell now the hitter. He's 0 for 1. He bounced one right back to Joe his first time up. And there's a good breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. Look out. There's an empty chair that is just by the Phillies on deck circle. That got the brunt of that ball, but there's usually somebody sitting there, and that's somebody. Well, that's somebody. I don't know if they would have been able to react that quick.
Well, you never can when that ball comes off the bat. That was a fastball and a check swing, if you will.
Little number again toward the mound. To the right of the hill, Blanton fires and retires Maxwell. 2 away here in the 4th inning.
Well, Joe Blanton jumping off that mound tonight. He's made a couple of really good plays. Remember, you always got to catch that ball first before you do anything. He's gathered himself and made some good throws. Take a look at it. Now he gets off and running on that. That's an easy out for him. And you see how he gathers himself and throws a strike over there to Ryan Howard at first base.
With 2 away, it brings Will Nieves to the plate. Nieves takes one for a strike, so it's 0-1. Nieves singled his first time up. Opposite way, a base hit. So that's the first hit since Nieves' single in the 2nd inning, and they throw to first and just barely beat that throw.
Good play by Howard to pick that ball, but notice how everybody was backing that play up. Joe Blanton was going over, Ruiz going over. The word is out. You hit that ball to right field and you hit it hard. You better run to first base. Don't jog. See, that ball's hit pretty hard, and already in mind he's going to go to first. And he does. Good pick by Ryan Howard.
Well, here's Livan Hernandez. I asked Jason about that. I said, I think you're going to get somebody this year. As Livan lines one toward left field, that's going to be in for a base hit. And it slowly rolls to the wall. Nieves going to third. He's being held there. Livan hustling to second. And nobody was there to cover, so he's there easily. And he's got a 2-out double. Anyway, I asked Jason about that play, and he said, you know, I said, I think you're going to get somebody this year. And he said that he thinks he's going to also.
Well, he plays so shallow that when the ball is hit, he has a shot. So you do have to be hustling. See where this pitch is. There it is, up in the zone. That's when Joe gets into trouble, when he gets the ball up. And Livan, a pretty good hitting pitcher. You can see he's coming in, and he just stops there all of a sudden. No place else to go.
So runners on second and third. Here's Willie Harris. And he takes a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Harris has walked twice. 2 of the 3 walks issued by Joe in tonight's ball game.
Harris takes pitches, you would think that he would hit for a higher average than what he is. Right now at 230.
Hits that one hard on one hop, and Ryan lets it squirt away from him. The throw to first is in time to get Willie Harris. Hang with them, Ryan Howard. Great job by Joe Blanton to get to the bag. I am stunned they were able to throw out Willie Harris, but that ball was hit extremely. Today by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF-NOW. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Bottom of the fourth inning. Ryan Howard leads it off against Livan Hernandez. Howard singled his first time up. And Livan delivers what was his sharpest fastball of the night. Up and away, and the count 1-0.
They've been throwing Ryan Howard a lot of slow breaking balls. Change up. That's not a pitch that he wants to go after.
In the air to left field. Willie Harris. That one is hit way up there. Makes the catch. And there's the first out here in the fourth inning. Hey, Wednesday, September 23rd at the Bala Theater in Bala Cynwyd. It's the next Phillies night at the movies. Watch the 7:10 Phillies Marlins game with other fans in game type atmosphere. The Fanatic will be there. The Phillies ball girls will be in attendance. Plus, there'll be other special activities. Ticket costs are $12. Limited quantities are available. You can order now by logging on to Phillies.com. One out for Raul, who walked his first time up.
Walked him on a close pitch, fastball in. Raul seems to be seeing the ball a lot better.
It's that one the opposite way, and it's a base hit. Not hit sharply, but he'll take it. Perfect spot. That's the first base runner for the Phillies since Raul's walk back in the first inning against Hernandez.
Yeah, that swing a little more solid at the plate. See how he goes out and hits that ball and drives it. And that's what we're more accustomed to seeing, that he's hitting the balls where they're pitched. Obviously, you can't do it every single time, but that's what you work to do.
Also, he's aboard with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jason flied out to right field his first time. I hit the ball sharply to Josh Willingham. So he's 0 for 1.
Pitchers really try and keep Jason honest. They'll start him off with fastballs, usually in off the plate, then try and stay away from him.
Well, that one just barely got the outside corner, so it's 0-2.
Yeah, pitcher's pitch. Well, that's what that throwing inside will do to hitters. Make them less aggressive to go out to try and drive the ball on the outside part of the plate, and especially if you're standing off the plate.
Slow curve under the glove of Hernandez. They still might get two. Guzman doesn't turn it. Jason Worth hustling his way through the first base bag.
Now there's a pitcher knows where his fielders are. That ball was coming through, and Hernandez had a chance to get it, but he let it go through just to see if he could get that double play. Jason hustling as he usually does. He beats the play. Now watch this ball when it hits. He's going to go down like he's going to get it. Takes his glove away. Still not quick enough to get Jason as he crosses that first base bag.
He is tough to double up. And Pedro Feliz takes a fastball for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
Yeah, but that's exactly, though, what Hernandez wants him to do. If he swings, make sure that he's off balance. And he was off balance on that particular swing.
I would think Jason's going to take off at some point in this at bat to Pedro. Bond's keeping him close. Toward right center field, Justin Maxwell. He plays awfully shallow. He's there, makes the grab, and the inning is over. Phillies do get a base hit. They strand one. We've completed 4, and the Phillies' first inning run is still the only run of the game. game breakdown and get the expert analysis of former pitcher Ricky Bottalico, plus Amy Fadul's exclusive player reactions on Sloan Toyota presents Phillies post-game live after the game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Top of the fifth, Joe Blanton goes back to work against Christian Guzman. Guzman 0 for 2. Chase Utley's taking care of him twice tonight. Once on a pop out, once on a ground out. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Guzman. Sarge, since the All-Star break, the Phillies starters have the lowest earned run average in the National League. It's 3.18. And tonight, with Joe Blanton's 4 scoreless innings, Phillies pitchers have a 22-inning scoreless streak. Now, the statistic of having the best ERA since the All-Star break, as Guzman goes down swinging for the 5th strikeout of the night for Joe Blanton, what a way, is impressive because, you know, Rich Doobie, he was hearing a lot the first half of the season. But Joe Blanton wasn't throwing like this the first half of the season.
Look at the movement on that pitch as it goes away there from Guzman. Well, it starts at the top. There's no secret about that. You got to have some pretty good starting pitching in order to be able to maintain victories and streaks. And over the course of 162 ball game, that's why you play so many. So team doesn't just luck out in a month because they've done that. You got to do this consistently.
Well, prior to the All-Star break, the Phillies team ERA, starters ERA, was 4.98. That was 26th in the majors. I mean,
wow.
The fact that they're tops now in the big leagues, that is a heck of a turnaround.
Yeah, and those 8 earned runs Joe Blanton had with maybe 1 ball being caught, he may not have given up any
his last
of those
start.
runs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
1-1 the count to 0. And he takes a breaking ball low. It's 2-1. 28-17 since the All-Star break. And we mentioned it before, 6 or more innings pitched in 43 of the 57 games.
Well, you can really manage that bullpen when you have your starters going deep into the game. You don't put as much pressure on them, then you can go with your matchups. And these guys have a lot of pride because they don't want to come out of the game. Cliff Lee talked about that it was really nice to be able to go out there in the 9th inning for that shutout. A lot of times in the American League, your history.
That ball's hit well to center field. The wind, though, is going to keep it in the yard as Shane Victorino tracks it down. Second out here in the 5th. See the flags in center field. We've talked about it from the outset. The wind has been moving at a pretty good pace tonight.
Yeah, I had that one a little bit too high and caught it off the end of the bat a little. Yeah, more off balance. Hitters will be on pitches that pitchers are throwing. The more difficult it is to square the ball up.
Adam Dunn's 0 for 2. And he takes one at the knees for strike. It's 0-1.
You know, one of the best hitting coaches, Rudy Jaramillo with Texas, always talks about good balance. You got to have good balance. And I truly believe that at the plate, meaning don't be on your heels.
That one is shot the opposite way, slicing toward the corner. That is a foul ball.
Yeah, usually you throw up 2 hands. Joe West has his own style.
There's Cowboy Joe West, who is the crew chief.
Been in the league a long time. Oh, you can see that ball going the other way. He's trying to go the other way. See where that ball goes. Plenty foul, however.
So Blanton's run the count to no balls and 2 strikes to Adam Dunn. He's gotten Dunn once tonight on strikeouts. And he got him again. A change up to the left-handed hitting Dunn. The tag is applied by Ruiz. That is the 6th strikeout for Joe Blanton. It's a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning. So Big Joe is dealing right now. 4-8. Bottom of the fifth inning, Carlos Ruiz leads it off, and he flares one to center. Boy, that kid plays really shallow.
Boy, he really does. Plays as shallow as Victorino, or even more in, and has good speed. His only problem, however, will be whether or not he can hit in the major leagues.
Now, for me, in today's game, B.J. Upton plays the shallowest center field that I think I've seen. As a player, I mean, you were in left field or in right field. Who played the shallowest on your team?
Gary Maddox.
He did.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Was there a time when you guys said, hey, you want to back up a little bit?
Never. I mean, what are you going to tell a guy that has 8 gold gloves in a row? Just stay out of his way, kind of. Like he told Bonds and I, worry about the lines. He's got gaps.
Or nice catch.
Or nice catch.
Wanted one to count to Blanton. Joe struck out tonight. He's 0 for 1. See the distribution of outs for Levon, just 1 strikeout, but he is no longer any semblance of a strikeout pitcher.
No, he still knows how to pitch, however, and really have to concentrate against him because he's not afraid to go down in the count and come back and throw you strikes. You want to be able to hit your pitch. He makes you hit his pitch, you know, a lot, and he doesn't get all upset on the mound the way a lot of pitchers have done, and that's because he does feel comfortable in the way that he's throwing.
Blanton bounces one toward the middle. It's gathered by Guzman, and his throw is off the glove of Adam Dunn. And unlike Garrett Mock last night, Joe Blanton is not even going to think about going to second base. And he's aboard with 1 out, and he's peeking to see if he got a base hit on that one, and they have scored that, a base hit.
Yeah, I was going to say that should really be a hit. That ball up the middle. Guzman catching that ball in the web. Nice going, Joe. Hustling all the way. Right in the web, he catches that ball. He throws it, and Dunn, not a first baseman, not able to hold on to it. Look how he catches that. Slides in the same motion. Normally, that's a play a first baseman might be able to pick. Joe hustling all the way. Kind of took a little bit of a peek and got himself a hit.
1 away. Here's Jimmy. Jimmy's 0 for 2, and he takes one for a strike on the outside corner. Jimmy's grounded out to second. He's also flied out to center. Joe's not being held on by Adam Dunn. Opposite way. That's going to be a base hit for Jimmy. Back-to-back singles for the Phillies. They have runners on first and second.
Good hitting by J-Ro, taking that ball the other way. That ball there hit solid. That's a ball you can't try and pull. Just got to take what he gives you.
Victorino's 0 for 2. Sarge, you bring up a good point that you take what the pitcher gives you. I always wonder if it's difficult for an experienced hitter who has a style, we've talked about styles before, to buy into that, to make that adjustment.
Well, every hitter should know their strike zone. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be the umpire strike zone. You should know your strike zone and the pitches that you can handle. And then when you get in those hitting counts, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, that's when you really can come to life on those pitches. Just the opposite when you're 0-2. Now you're a little bit more protective. And again, just trying to hit the ball and trying to drive the ball. You're ahead in the count. You can look for a pitch and really try and get on it.
Well, Victorino's ahead here, and he's ahead even more now as that one just missed. And Rapuano shaking his head no. Look at that, Victorino. Now I have to admit, that went right past me. I didn't realize that he has gone 48 plate appearances without a strikeout. Ruiz has gone 37. Jimmy's gone 33. And it's 3-0.
Now, that's a pretty good stat there, not to strike out. However, though, you still want to be able to still drive that ball or hit the ball, but it shows you that they're putting the ball in play. he'll have the luxury to look for a pitch in a particular zone. If it's not there, you can take it. And whether or not he's sitting on breaking ball or fastball, whatever it might be, he has the luxury to look for that one pitch.
Is that one pitch?
It was a changeup. To me, he seemed to be going away a little bit. But if he's looking, off speed, that's okay. But again, you want it in your particular zone. Now he likes to throw that fastball to come back on those left-handers.
3-2 the count to Shane with 2 runners aboard. Phillies leading at 1-0. On the inside corner, that one came right back, and Victorino's string of plate appearances without a strikeout is over.
Oh man, we've seen this movie before. He gets those 2 strikes on you, and he just waited around. Check this pitch out. He gave up on it. Let's see you later. And I believe that's a strike. Victorino can't believe it, and well, there goes the jinx on Tom again, and he hadn't struck out in 48 plate appearances. I'll be letting him know that.
All right. That's it. Throw it right on my shoulders.
Well, I mean, you brought up the stat.
It's John D.I. John DeSangro does such a great job with our graphics. That was a heck of a graphic right there. It's one that, as I said, I didn't realize. Ruiz being in the top 5 and Jimmy being there as well. That's pretty good.
Oh, that is good.
Jimmy's on first base. Blanton's on second. The count 1-0 to Chase Utley. And Chase hits one off the end of the bat foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Chase looks like he's making a pretty good effort trying to hit that ball the other way. They've been playing him dead pull. They're playing him pulled now. Outfield is pulled over. The left fielder is more kind of straight away. Big gap out in left center.
Look at that curve. Floated right over for strike 2. 1-2 the count. The Phillies with just 2 runners in scoring position, or 2 opportunities with runners in scoring position. 0 for 2. The Nationals already 1 for 8. Joe Blanton's in scoring position here for the Phillies. And Chase asks for time, and it's granted. Both starting pitchers should be credited tonight. Levon for not allowing runners to get into scoring position, and Joe Blanton for getting out of jams with runners in scoring position. 2-2 the count. And Sam Perlaza tried a little kick save there. Chase has scored 100 runs this year. Only 3 guys in the National League, including Chase, have scored 100 runs. 5 in the National League have scored 100 runs. So he's in a pretty good class.
Oh, anytime you score 100 runs, you've done and had a pretty good year. Especially your leadoff hitter, your second hitter. Chase hits home runs. He's going to be scoring 100. And look who he has hitting behind him.
Well, he's down on strikes. An off-speed pitch by Levon Hernandez. Back-to-back strikeouts with 2 runners aboard. And the inning is over. We played 5, still 1-0 Phils. over the 3 latest performances. When he isn't on the mound, he likes to have fun. On the mound, it's all business. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Joe Blanton is putting together a similar outing tonight as far as the runs go that Pedro put in on Sunday night against the Mets. It's 1-0 Phillies as we get set to begin the top of the 6th inning. Pedro, by the way, will pitch on Saturday in Atlanta. Phillies have announced that Jay Happ will start Friday in Atlanta, so the pitching matchups are complete. Friday in Atlanta, it's Jay Happ. Saturday, it's Pedro. And then Sunday, it's Cliff Lee. Josh Willingham leads things off, and he takes a hefty cut and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Phillies continue to get healthier. Not only did they activate Clay Condrey yesterday, they activated Greg Dobbs today. That's going to help. The left-handed bat off the bench, an extra left-handed bat off the bench. And Friday, although Jay Happ was not on the DL, it's nice to see that he'll be able to get back out on the mound.
Well, he must be feeling just at 100% because they've had time to get him ready. You're leading, you have the luxury that guys that are hurt, you don't have to rush them to get back. Jamie Moore, you're doing an excellent job coming out of the bullpen. Good pitch by Joe Blanton. Nice sinker. And the one thing, too, with Happ not pitching, he should even be stronger, though I'm sure they're going to watch him on his pitch count.
Well, there's Jay, who I talked to yesterday, and he said he was feeling great. Threw a bullpen a couple of days ago. I don't think he's going to swing the bat before Friday's start.
No BP.
And Willingham is down swinging on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. 7 strikeouts for Joe Blanton. And 1 away to start the 6th.
See the location on this pitch. He's been getting good movement on it. That's just a high fastball. The outside part of the plate. Doing a good job not leaving the balls in the middle of the plate.
Here's Ian Desmond. Thought about laying down a drag bunt. Takes that fastball for strike 1.
You'll see Riggleman trying to get Desmond in the game. Shortstop by trade. With Guzman over at shortstop. They're trying to get as many hitters as they can in that lineup.
Well, they have Guzman wrapped up for 1 more year. And if he doesn't want to make the move from shortstop to second, they might just move Desmond to second base. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. That fastball a little low.
Desmond stands with an open stance and goes into the ball. That's okay. You don't want to be open and then continue to be open. See how open he is. He's going to stride to the plate. Now you would think you could get in on a guy like that. They're still testing him on how to get him out. Young hitter, he's been hitting the ball hard. He's got 9 hits, 15 at bats.
And he flares that one to right field, and he's got 10 hits as he's aboard with 1 out here in the 6th inning. That's his 2nd hit of the night. And he now has 4 hits in 2 games against Joe. That's a pretty good pitch, though, Sarge.
That was, and he hit a good pitch. That ball down and away. See, it's coming back, but he's showing some good athletic skills at that plate. And we've seen him hit the ball in right field. He's pulled the ball. We've seen him hit a home run.
So Blanton's got another base runner to contend with. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Justin Maxwell, the batter.
You just don't see many clubs doing the hit and run very much anymore.
Why?
I have no clue. And usually when you're not swinging the bat good, that's when they want you to hit and run. And you usually do it around a pitcher that throws strikes. You get in a predictable count. You think you're going to get a fastball, that's when you usually do it. Decent runner at first, and a guy that can handle the bat at the plate.
Karate is loosening up at the pen for the Nationals. He was up a few times last night. That seems to be more if they get to Levon's spot in this order. 1-1 the count. And back to first goes Desmond. Sarge, you talk about the hit and run. Was there an era or was there a point over the last, let's say, 10 years, 15 years where managers stopped doing it more?
Well, you know, and I think so. And again, manager has to believe in that player to be able to put that on and to do it. We were allowed to, Jim Fry, our manager, to put our own hit and runs on, which was pretty nice, pretty good. You know, we just say, you know, second pitch, hit and run without a sign, or first pitch, hit and run.
That one's chopped toward third, a foul ball. So would you guys talk about it before the inning started?
Before you go up with that bat, hey, you could get on first pitch hit.
All right, so if, let's say you and Ryan Sandberg were standing around the on-deck circle, and Ryan came to you or you went to him. All right, Ryan, if you get on, first pitch, let's do a hit and run.
Yeah, it's always the hitter, though, that would put that on, more so than the runner. And a lot of times you weren't swinging the bat well. You knew that with Sandberg on, more than likely you're going to get a fastball.
That one was just a little outside and low, and it's 3-2.
Well, I'm sure he'll be running on this count.
He does go. The pitch is taken low, and it's off the glove of Ruiz. Desmond, he thought about going to third, but he thought, you know what? I've already made one base running mistake tonight. Let me hold up here. So that is the fourth walk issued by Joe Blanton. How about the base running in this series for the Nationals, Sarge?
Yeah, well, that was not good there. You can see him getting in a run down. Good throw. Good athletic throw. You can see what happened there. Now, there goes Mock, the pitcher, running. And look at Ruiz. Double clutches. Gets him right over at second base. And this happened tonight on a bunt. Didn't know if it was a safety squeeze or not. But good throw again by Ruiz there. He's had some action tonight.
There's Pete Orr. He's in the on-deck circle, and he's going to pinch hit for Livan Hernandez. Desmond's on second base, and Rich Doobie's out to the mound. As Joe Blanton reached 100 pitches with that last one. Chan-Ho Park is up and loosening in the bullpen for the Phillies. There's Chan-Ho Park, who started loosening up a few minutes ago. There's a lot of guys out there in that bullpen now.
Yeah,
for the
you've got to
Phillies.
get out there early if you want a seat. Big Joe Blanton looking for a double play ball, ground ball to get him out of this inning.
12 guys, pitchers that are available for the Phillies, and you can add a few more that are sitting out there in the bullpen. So here's Nieves, who is 2 for 2 tonight, and a breaking ball low. That breaking ball's over at the knees for strike. So it's even 1-1. Desmond's got good speed on second. Maxwell has very good speed on first. Phillies nurturing a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Seems like Chan-Ho Park is ready if needed. He's got a pretty good lather working up out there. Well, he is really trying to feed Nieves those breaking pitches.
Yeah, they've been all breaking pitches so far, 4 of them.
Fedor waiting on deck. Possible pinch hitter. Livan Hernandez, helmet on, bat in hand in the dugout. And there's a strike. It's 3-2.
Wow, 5 in a row. Now, if you throw me 5 curveballs in a row, I'm just going to have to sit on it. You know, and I mean, there's a situation where I always advocate looking fastball, but you got, 5 in a row. So if he throws that fastball, it'll be see you later for me.
Runners go. That's a looper to right field. Worth coming on. He makes the catch. Can he double somebody up? He fires, and he doubles him up at first base. What a throw by Jason Worth. That double play helps out Joe Blanton here at the top of the 6th inning. The runners were off. Jason set himself up beautifully to catch that ball and fire. And boy, did he. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Acura. Acura Advance. This is the way this inning ended. The top of the 6th ended. Look at Maxwell. He doesn't even know where the ball is at this point.
There's more bad base running there. You can see where he is right there. And now he's getting ready to go back. Now, he is looking, so he should be looking at the ball, and he keeps going. He thinks it's going to fall in. When you see that, you got to be able to freeze, and Desmond getting back. However, though, Maxwell not able to do that. Could have picked off either one of those guys.
Yeah, he could have. Jimmy Rollins was doing a little directing of the traffic out there at second, and it was the right decision for Jason to make what seemed to be the shorter throw to first base.
Shorter throw, and he's used to throwing over there at first base because of all the throws he's thrown. Good heads-up play.
Well, Ryan Howard leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, the other reason, too, I mean, his arm is so strong. One of the better arms in the game today, for sure. And most of the time, he's pretty accurate with it. See where this pitch is. Foul. Oh, boy. Those foul balls do hurt.
That was the magic baseball. He hit more than one spot there. It's 1-2 to Ryan Howard.
Yeah, he usually doesn't throw that pitch there until he gets 2 strikes on you. The same pitch he struck Victorino out on, maybe a little bit lower, that seemed to come back across the heart of the plate.
Jason waiting for his turn to get out to the on-deck circle. Three and two the count.
See what
Raul
pitch,
waiting.
see what pitch he feels comfortable with.
He's got so many of them. It could be an assortment of them they could choose from. Well, that one got Ryan Howard. What a way here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, that was a changeup, and this is after a steady diet of those fastballs that he came inside, and then he came back inside with that changeup. But more importantly, look at the spot that ball hit. Ryan Howard out in front of that pitch, thinking that it was going to be a hitter.
Ryan is the 4th strikeout victim for Livan Hernandez. One out for Raul, who singled his last time up, walked his first time to the plate, and he takes one outside. Three and 0 the count.
See if Charlie turns him loose on this 3-0 count. Looking preferably middle in if you're trying to turn on the ball.
Well, he was taken there at the knees, and it's 3-1. It looked like he had the green light there.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting ready to swing, and that was smart on his part because it wasn't the ball that he wanted. A little further in might have been his pitch.
How about a 3-1 hook? Up high, ball 4. Raul walks for the 2nd time tonight. And he's on for Jason Worth. Oh, we continue to thank all the great folks that make our lives so easy here on the Phillies Television Network. And how about Sam Edmiston, who is one of our replay guys, and boy, they do such a great job. We just saw that replay of Jason Worth doubling up Justin Maxwell, and it makes it such a great part of the game for a fan and for us to see some of these plays over and over again. And that Kevin Millwood no-hitter against the Giants, Ricky Leday made a couple of great grabs in center field. That was a fantastic day to be at the vet. And a base hit for Jason Worth. That's Jason's 4th hit in this series. Ibanez stops at second. The Phillies have runners on first and second with one away.
Better balance on that ball, even though he hit it off the end of the bat there a little bit. Stayed in there a lot better. Hits that ball over Guzman's head there at shortstop. But watch this. You see better balance, even though he's off a little bit. Mechanics are good. Bat is back. One of the reasons he was able to hit that ball because his bat was back.
And Steve McCaddy going to the phone, making sure that Jason Bergman, who's loosening up in the bullpen, is ready. High socks and all. Any chance Pedro's going to get an 85-mile-an-hour fastball here to start this at bat?
Well, he might even get that breaking ball. He's been throwing a lot of breaking balls. Cutter. Well, they don't like starting Pedro off with first pitch fastballs, especially for strikes. He's a fastball hitter. You got to make him hit the breaking ball.
Back toward the middle. Guzman toward the bag. Has it. Flips to second for one. Desmond's throw gets right by Dunn. Heading for home is Ibanez. And the Phillies take a 2-0 lead. Desmond got a little too fancy with that throw.
That's what you're going to get too, Tom, with a lot of the younger players. Now, they don't really understand the game as of yet. You know, if it's a double play ball, and especially when it's really close game, you can see he gets this ball and he just whips it now into his defense. He's more of a shortstop than a second baseman. Has a fine arm, comes by, gets the bag, and he just whips it. And again, now Dunn, not used to playing there at first base, wasn't able to come up with it.
Well, Carlos will get a chance to bat with a run across the plate. Jason did a nice job distracting Desmond around the second base bag with his slide, too. Raul skies one, foul territory, right field line, and into the seats. See, a play like that guy made in the stands, that's not going to get you on national TV. You need to give it to a cute 3-year-old and have her throw it back.
What a great moment. Showed off a pretty good arm.
Hit hard towards shortstop, and it eats up Guzman into left field. Feliz to second base. Ruiz on first. And it's a base hit for Carlos. So with 2 runners on, Joe Blanton over 100 pitches. His night is done. And Greg Dobbs off the disabled list will get a chance to take some hacks against a right-hander. See what Greg has done as a pinch hitter this year. He played last night for the Lakewood Blue Claws as Joe Blanton looks on. The Blue Claws won Game 2 of the South Atlantic League Championship round. So they are 1 win away from winning another Sally League title.
Wow.
So Dobbs pinch hitting here. They'll take a breaking ball high. Dobbs on the disabled list with a strained calf muscle. That is a nagging injury.
Yeah.
Calf, hamstring, I mean, that's a painful injury.
Yeah, because usually to get ready for those, it requires a lot of rest. Then you have where you have to do all of your different exercises to get it back strong again.
See that one all the way, takes it for a strike. If Greg can come back and duplicate what he did last season, boy, it would really help this Phillies club coming off the bench.
Well, when he's seeing the ball and getting it back, feels comfortable at the plate, and you're right, he can do some damage. He's more of a line drive type hitter. Can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Opposite way toward Guzman. Thought about second, goes to first, and the inning is over. So the Phillies do get an unearned run here in the 6th inning. Joe Blanton's night is done. Phillies lead it 2-0.
Not a whole lot of scoring in this game. Phillies with some good base running tonight, taking advantage of some mistakes by the Washington Nationals. Have a 2-0 lead as Chase Utley stole home, back end of a double steal. Ryan Howard stealing second, Utley scoring a run, and then Raul Ibanez scoring on that throwing error by the second baseman Desmond on a good takeout slide by Jason Worth. Joe Blanton out of the game now with 6 innings, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So these pitchers have a nice little scoreless streak going right now, Tom, and they'll turn it over to Chan-Ho Park.
Well, Chan-Ho Park will pick things up here at the top of the 7th inning. By the way, I mentioned that was an unearned run. It was an earned run in the bottom of the 6th inning. The error by Desmond allowed Ibanez to score, but he would have scored on the base hit by Ruiz anyway. And Pete Orr pinch hitting here in the top of the 7th against Park. So Livan Hernandez's evening is over with as well, just as Joe Blanton's night is done. And Orr greets Park with a one-hop single to left field. How about Joe Blanton? 10 of his last 11 games, he's gone at least 6 innings for the Phillies.
Yeah, and he had to battle it tonight because they had a lot of base runners, left a lot of men on base, and you know, he did a good job getting through some jams.
The Phillies leading at just 2-0 here in the top of the 7th. Willie Harris will bat for the 4th time. Inside and low, 1-0. Phillies tonight recorded their 65th sellout of the year. And their 34th straight sellout here at this great ballpark.
It's a real tribute to the fans of court, and especially here in the month of September, as you get into these games where you're playing a team who's in last place, Washington. The kids are going back to school. You don't have the big groups that come down during the summer, and still sellouts.
Chopper toward first. Ryan scoops it up, throws off balance to second. And Orr is going to be safe at second base.
Yeah, that's just a mistake too, with a 2-run lead in the 7th inning. Just get the out there.
That's going to be an error charged to Ryan Howard.
That's not saying if he makes a throw and it's on line and all, doesn't get him, because he probably does. But let's see.
Tough throw.
Would have been close too.
It's a tough throw though, coming forward and then throwing.
And that's another reason why you take the out at first. Then, if you're off balance like that, you don't make a tough throw. You get the out at first because you have a 2-run lead in the 7th inning.
Well, that's Ryan's 13th error of the year, but he's really good over at first base this year. Even to get to that play the way he did, that alone is an indication of how well he has played over at first base. So here's Guzman with 2 runners on. Nobody out. He squares and bunts it beautifully toward third. Chan-Ho Park goes to third. They got him! When he spun and headed toward third, I thought, uh-oh. But it was a fantastic throw by Park. And Pedro Feliz turned into a first baseman there.
Well, normally the catcher is the one directing traffic on this. So, see, I guess Carlos Ruiz told him to throw to third because he wheeled immediately, did not hesitate, and threw about a 95er over there because he had to. And right away, there's no hesitation, which leads you to believe that Ruiz is telling him to go to third the whole way. And he got him.
Got him by, what you would consider maybe a step if it was a play at first.
Oh, that looked like he was going to be safe all the way when he started to throw that. I thought that was another. Oh, no. Nice play.
Well, the throw was just right on target, too.
And hard.
2 on, 1 away. Ryan Zimmerman, the batter. Was a pretty good base runner, too. On the outside corner, a strike. And Cutter came in at 89, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Zimmerman tonight is 0 for 2. He walked back in the first inning. Broke his bat. Looper toward first. Ryan's got it, and he also has the base runner. A double play. Christian Guzman got caught just a little too far off the first base bag. And it's another double play for the Phillies. And Chan-Ho Park may have hurt himself on that last pitch. He limps off the field.
May have cost the Phillies a pitcher. He makes a great pitch as Chan-Ho Park saws off Zimmerman. Another base running blunder by the Nats as Ryan Howard makes a good play and hustles back, but it looked like Park may have blown a tire here because he grabs the back of his leg. Watch, here comes the bat shooting out to him, and bat hits him on the foot and grabs the back of his leg, and we'll wait to find out. But when a guy grabs the back of his leg, it's a hammy normally.
And Chan-Ho Park has had those kind of injuries before, but he has been really healthy this year. Adam Dunn makes a nice play on the first pitch from Tyler Clippard to retire Jimmy Rollins. So 1 away.
Well, it is time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz. Tom says he knows this. Who holds the Nationals Expos franchise record for doubles in a season?
All right, well, here's the thing. I thought I knew it right off the bat, but then you said you didn't really think it would be this guy. So I have 3 names written down here. I've got Al Oliver, Mark Grudzielanek, or Tim Raines. And I heard the buzzer, so it's not Al Oliver. As Victorino takes that one inside.
He did a good job, though. It's Mark Grudzielanek at 54 in 1997. So you had one of them. You know, that's good.
Yeah, but they didn't ask for 1 of 3.
I got to read the tag. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm a rookie at this. All right, so log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
Well, Mark Grudzielanek, when I was first starting in baseball, was in Harrisburg in Double-A. As Shane goes after a breaking ball, he might be able to beat this to the bag, and Clippard just barely gets there ahead of Shane. 2 away. And Mark Grudzielanek came of age. As you see Clippard's numbers. 33 games now, 2-2 at 2.89 ERA. Came of age in Double-A and was an unbelievable shortstop. And he was a doubles machine.
Yeah. And he came up at the same time as a guy named Mike Lansing. And Lansing played second, and Grudzielanek played short, and they were really good for a while. They could hit and they could play the infield. And they were good players for the Montreal Expos.
So anyway, so I thought Grudzielanek, I knew Grudzielanek had more than 50 doubles one year.
That's a good guess.
But I thought it was Al Oliver.
Well, yeah, I'd have thought somebody like Dawson, Raines. I'd have never guessed Grudzielanek.
I think Harry would have said Mike Mordecai. Mike Mordecai. Used to call him Babe.
Yeah, because he had a home run one night off Jones. Doug Jones. He had a 3-run home run off Doug Jones in the 9th inning in Atlanta one night to beat the Phillies. So he called him Babe Ruth after him. I think it was Doug Jones. It was a guy that Fregosi brought over because he had him with the White Sox, and Doug was a good guy, but he was done. And Jimmy admitted, he said later, he said he was kind of like me when the Mets got me for Nolan Ryan. Not good.
I used to love that, though, when Mike Mordecai would come up as Chase Utley is hit by a pitch for the 22nd time this year. When Mike Mordecai used to come up, there's Jim.
Yeah, he's been in town all weekend. There you got it. He got something to say there. Spent a lot of nights at a lot of saloons with that guy talking baseball.
Did you give him a copy of your book?
Nobody knows about it, and he really wants one. And in fact, tonight Pat Corrales said that we're talking about it, and I told him I have a chapter on all the managers that I work with, and Pat, of course, is one, and so is Jimmy. So yeah, they will both get one eventually.
Well, don't get shut out in 2010. The Phillies are accepting deposits for all full and partial ticket plans. You can call 215-463-5000 tomorrow or log on to Phillies.com. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2 away. On a cool night here in Philadelphia, the Phillies lead it 2-0. And Sean Burnett is being brought on for the 69th time this year, facing Ryan Howard. With 2 outs and a runner on first, Chase Utley was hit by a pitch by Tyler Clippard. Burnett, who was acquired by the Nationals for the Pittsburgh Pirates, along with outfielder Niger Morgan, who is on the disabled list.
That was in that the Millage deal. Blasting's Millage deal. Yeah.
It was a good trade for the Nationals. They got a good situational lefty, and they got their center fielder of the future, who's hurt right now with a broken hand. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Ryan. A lot of inherited runners that he has had this year.
Done a good job for them.
Only 8 have scored. Runner goes, and the pitch is taken low, and it's dropped by Nieves, and Chase Utley has another stolen base.
Thank Dan Stevenson, our video Dan, for telling that was Barry Jones, not Doug Jones.
Barry Jones.
Yeah.
Well, Doug Jones was a good pitcher.
Yeah. Barry Jones was the guy that Jimmy brought over from the White Sox that struggled.
Doug Jones was a closer.
Yeah.
Barry Jones.
Yeah, that was the guy who threw the home run to Mordecai. That became part of Harry's repertoire.
I used to love that, though.
That was the only time I think the guy heard of Phillies in a game.
Well, Howard potentially walked now. He's on first base. Utley's on second. Here's Raul Ibanez. Raul's been on base 3 times tonight. And he takes a first pitch hack and fouls it back. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizen 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. The ball went into the Citizens Bank box, so
timing is everything.
Yep. And he was going to throw it back. It wouldn't have been as cute, though.
No, not quite.
But it won the count to Raul.
Is there somebody there to hug him?
It looked like there were a number of people there to hug him, but it still wouldn't have been as cute.
Not quite. You got some hugs? Yeah, sure. That will be, that video will be around for a long, long time. The video from last night.
There's a strike, and it's 1-2. Play by Nieves. That's really making him work behind the plate.
Well, one slider after another, and he is working hard back there.
So the runners will be off the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And Worth on deck and a right-hander up. Here you go with another slider, and Nieves makes a nice play there. Why wouldn't he throw another slider? Because he knows this is his last hitter. Of course, the hitter's thinking that right now, Ibanez. And that's sometimes when they'll sneak a fastball by a guy.
Runners go. Pitch is hit the opposite way. Willie Harris over toward the line. Is the wind going to carry it? It does, and Harris can't come up with it. How about that? At the last minute, he had it all sized up, and it just kept on slicing.
Yeah, the wind blowing everything towards that corner, and he did throw him a fastball, and you see how late Ibanez was because he's protected on a slider, even on a 3-2 count there. So he did do that. He tried to surprise him with a fastball. And you see Bartman out there? Oh, girl reached over.
Moises Alou would not have liked that.
No. That's an umpire's judgment call, too, whether or not, whether that's fan interference or not. And Joe was out there, of course, to make judgment on the play. Joe was.
Runners go again. Again, it's a foul.
And another fastball.
Oh. Gentlemen in the upper deck did not make the same kind of play that Steve Monforto made last night.
Nope. So you think it's easy catching those babies, huh? That guy will not be on the Today Show.
Nope. He'll make it another chance. Now this one's a little lower.
Well, Burnett has thrown 3 straight pitches in the strike zone with fastballs after all those sliders. So he is not giving in. This is a heck of an at bat by Raul. Really surprised they haven't thrown him a slider, but this been his last hitter.
Outside, that's a heck of a bat by Raul Ibanez, and the bases are now loaded. That is the third walk by Raul tonight. A 10-pitch at bat. And Sean Burnett's night is going to be done. Jason Worth is not going to face the lefty. At least it doesn't seem like he's going to. He's going to face the right-hander, Jason Bergman. So we've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies lead it by 2. Ball. You want to bring your gorilla and your banana? You can do that too. Call 215-218-5100 or log on to Phillies.com/special events for more details.
Jason Worth. How do you concentrate looking at that? Is 0 for 8 lifetime off Bergman with 1 strikeout.
That's an interesting number. Jason, though, tonight 1 for 3. 4 hits in this series, and he takes one low and away.
He's had good swings tonight too. He's hit some balls really hard. A line drive out to right, a line drive base hit to left center.
Oh, he took a pretty good swing at that one and got a good pitch too, and it's 1-1.
Bergman trying to stay away from him, but ran a fastball right into the middle of the plate, and there's a good swing. So was that.
1-2 the count. He fouled that one back. Phillies trying to add to their lead. It's just a 2-0 lead. Joe Blanton with the first 6. Here's that second swing.
Yeah, that was a hanging slider. So he's made 2 mistakes on Worth, and Jason's fouled them both back. Now that was a 2-strike emergency swing. That one.
Bergman's done a really good job this year out of the bullpen. He's usually a starting pitcher. New role for him. And that one's in the air to left field. Willie Harris trots back, and that one is gone! Grand slam for Jason Worth. A towering shot, and he has just busted this baby wide open. And the Phillies lead it 6-0. missed the first two mistakes by Jason Bergman, but he didn't miss the third one.
No. No, he fouled that two-strike pitch off, and then, oh boy. That's another grand slam for the Phillies this year to add to their record total, for their team record total.
Second grand slam for Jason, a curtain call as Feliz pops it up over toward the second base bag. Guzman and Desmond, it's the taller Desmond who makes the grab. Jason Worth has lifted the top right off of Citizens Bank Park with his second grand slam of the season. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. By your local Chevy dealers. And by McDonald's. Introducing new Angus burgers made with juicy 100% Angus beef. Available with premium toppings in 3 varieties for just $3.99. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Well, speaking of McDonald's, this grand slam by Jason Worth, the 10th of the season for the Phillies. Well, it won James Sutton of Wilmington, Delaware, $200 in our home run jackpot.
Watching the replay there, it kind of looked like a slider, like it was spinning up there a little bit. They had Jason later, and he'll certainly talk to the media about what the pitch was. But Bergman had thrown him 2 pitches earlier in the count that he'd made mistakes on, and Jason just missed both of them. And that one was another one right there in the middle of the plate, and did he crush it? On a windy night, that thing went out, and it's not a home run hitter night.
No, you were saying during the break, and I think you're right. On a summer night, that ball may have got into the second deck over the Jefferson University Hospital side.
I think that would have been a really long one because it looked like he just crushed it.
I mean, it went back 7, 8 rows over the HK sign.
Think of what happened in that inning with 2 outs, too.
Great at bats.
All the stuff that went on in that inning with the pitching changes. Chase gets hit. Ryan Howard is up in the wild pitch. Then they intentionally walk him. Then Ibanez, they keep throwing him fastballs, 3-2, and he walks and gives Jason the chance off the right-hander, and he breaks the game wide open, as you said, Tom. And, that game was getting a little hairy there. There were a lot of things going on still, and it was only 2-0, and a lot more comfortable.
73rd game of the year for Ryan Matson. The count 3-2 to Adam Dunn.
Well, he really loaded up on that back leg and let it fly, and you see how high it is. Deep into the seats. What, about 6, 7 rows, maybe?
Yeah.
So many things can happen in this crazy game with 2 outs and nobody on base, and you just saw it again.
Phillies scored 2 runs tonight with small ball, and they'll take the grand slam with big ball.
And just really bad base running tonight by the Nationals too kept them from scoring some runs in this game.
Ball 4. Adam Dunn draws the leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. We have not received a report just yet on Chan Ho Park, and you hope for the best as far as Chan Ho Park is concerned. He pitched a scoreless 7th inning and left with what seemed to be a leg injury.
Yeah, he's been a big part of the bullpen this year.
Huge. Josh Willingham, the hitter, he's 0 for 3. Charlie made the decision early on to take Chan Ho Park out of the rotation. He has been better than anybody expected. If I shouldn't say that. You know, when Ruben Amaro signed him, he probably envisioned that he could be as good as he has been this year. But he's been really good this year. That ball hit foul. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Willingham.
Here's an injury to Chan Ho Park. Sawed off Zimmerman into a double play and then grabbed the back of his leg. So, you know, we'll wait to hear what happens. But when you grab the back of the leg, a lot of times that's a hammy.
On the outside corner, 2-2. Well played umpire Ed Rapuano. Right hamstring pull for Chan Ho Park. And Willingham is down swinging on strikes. First out here in the 8th.
Josh Willingham's really struggling. Hit a line drive his first time for an out, and then Joe did a great job on him. Joe Bland did a great job on him after that, and then that looked like a sinking fastball there from Ryan Madson. Just swung over.
Almost looked like a 2-seamer.
Yeah, it did. The ball had some movement down, like a sinker.
Ian Desmond has 2 hits tonight, a double and a single. Hit sharply to shortstop. Could be 2. Rollins to second, and it will be 2. 6-4-3. And Ryan Madson is through this 8th inning. That ball was hit so hard, and that's really the only way to double up Ian Desmond. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 6-0 Phils. in the air to left field. Willie Harris trots back, and that one is gone! Grand slam for Jason Worth. A towering shot, and he has just busted this baby wide open. And the Phillies lead it 6-0. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Well, just as we were about to begin the bottom of the 8th inning, Jim Riggleman went out to the mound, and he decided to take Jason Bergman, a right-hander, out of the game to bring a right-hander into the game. So with that, we'll step aside. Riggleman talking to the umpire. A lot of his pitchers tonight. Zach Segovia, the former Philly, is on for his 3rd game in a Nationals uniform. He'll face Carlos Ruiz to start off the bottom of the 8th inning. That first pitch goes right on by the shoulder blades and the glove. Shoulder blades of Carlos Ruiz, the glove of Will Nieves, and the count 1-0.
Zach Segovia, the former Philly, and we're just going to say that this is what happened last week. He came in, there was an error in the inning, and then he loaded the bases. Then Matt Stairs hit that bomb. All of a sudden, the Phillies were within a run and couldn't quite get it across on that crazy wild pitch. Hit the bricks, came straight back. They weren't meant to win that one.
Well, Stairs is on deck. He wants another hack against Segovia.
That's a that broke that long 0 for 4.
It did, yeah. 1-1 the count to Carlos Ruiz.
You think they just forgot to tell Bergman he was out of the game?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Because he had a conversation with Jim Riggleman on the mound.
No, he wasn't hurt because they didn't
look
give
like he was
no,
hurt.
He took his normal warm up. They didn't give any more time to warm up.
Maybe he had a vision or something. I don't know. Decided I'm going to bring in Zach Segovia.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
it was almost like they forgot to tell him that he wasn't still in the game. That they're, I don't know. That was just strange.
Chopper toward third, a foul ball. Phillies are trying to keep their lead in the division at 7 games over the Florida Marlins. The Marlins won earlier today over the St. Louis Cardinals. Jason Worth's grand slam may go a long way in helping the Phillies keep this lead at 7. And the Marlins, you said they took 2 of 3 from St. Louis. They had a good series against the Cards. And their starting pitcher last night, Sean West, he pitched a heck of a game.
He did.
And then after the game, he had some comments about the National League East. He said on XM radio that he feels, and the Marlins feel, that the division is theirs to grab.
Well, good for them.
I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where you know, you hear guys say that and you think, well, they're confident. They feel good about their ball club, and they want to catch the defending champions. So go for it. And if the Phillies get caught by them, then they did a heck of a job.
Phillies do have 6 games left against Florida.
Right, and that's going to be fun.
Week.
That's going to be fun. You know, to go down there and see Johnson for sure. He pitched today. He got. I'm telling you, I was watching that game. He only pitched 6 innings because they've really been trying to keep his workload down because of the problems that he's had with his elbow.
But Carlos is really peppering the left side of the diamond.
He's got Sam Perlazo moving back. Sammy's been jumping over a lot of ground balls down there at third. So Johnson will pitch probably one of the games of the doubleheader next Tuesday. Phillies know, and you know, when you get in the situation they're in right now, when you're the front runner, if you keep winning, you're in good shape. You don't even worry about anybody else.
My thought is, though, Sean West made that proclamation at the beginning of the season that might sound a little bit more realistic.
Well, he's talking like a kid.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Chalk it up to that.
Yeah, he's a young kid. He just kind of, and he's a left-hander too, right? Well, there you go. There's another excuse. They're a little goofy.
And Ruiz down on strikes. He had a heck of an at bat, but Segovia wins the battle. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Well, as we've been doing throughout the course of this ball game and throughout this homestand, we've been thanking all the great folks who do such tremendous work that many of you may not know about. The next guy we're going to spotlight is usually on the third base side, Dean Kaminsky. Most memorable game. Every game with this crew is memorable. It's always a pleasure. And there's Dean. That's usually where Dean is on a nightly basis. When I was out in the stands, I used to have to look and squint and wait for the red light to figure out where that camera was, because I would always forget what section it was under. Dean has grabbed some great shots, as all of our cameramen have over the years. And you want to see him at work? That is Dean at work. I mean, Zach Segovia has never looked better. Matt Stairs the hitter. 2-1 the count to Matt. "19 pitch hit home runs for his career. 5 this season alone.
Seeing some sliders from Zach Segovia this time after he took that fastball way out in Washington last week. There's 3 fingers he shook off. He keeps shaking. Well, it looked like they finally went fastball away. Yeah. When he threw it right down the middle.
I said that didn't go away.
No. He shook off breaking ball. He shook off changeup. Shook off fastball in. Finally wanted fastball away.
And that was another slider. Towering shot foul.
That's a new odd ball.
I mean, that is that's some strength right there, folks.
Well, he hits him high. Is that still the sweet level?
That is still the sweet level.
Yeah, they don't think they're going to get a ball, that's for sure. Matt knows it's foul, but out the sweet level, they're saying, come on out here.
Chopper toward first. Dunn waits for it. And he is going to race Matt Stairs to the bag, and he's got him. And Matt is retired for the second out. Hey, don't forget the Houston Astros are coming to Philadelphia to finish off the final regular season homestand. They'll be here for 4. Actually, they're going to start that final regular season homestand. First night is sold out, but there are still great seats available for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 3 of those games are at 7:05. You can log on to Phillies.com and make your purchase today. Jimmy 1 for 4 in the game. Grounded out twice, popped out, and he's single.
Tyler Walker out there trying to complete another shutout for the Phillies, who have 2 straight and are trying for their 3rd.
That one's in the air to right field. That's pretty deep. Way up there. It's going to hang up. And the wind brings it back, and Maxwell is there to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 8th inning. So Jimmy's retired. Tyler Walker, he's going to come on and try to finish this one off. Hall of Fame club who are from Springfield Delco High School.
Killing us.
And that is Wheels' biggest rival.
Well, they were when I was in high school. Evidently not as much now. But Marple Newtown and Springer, we talked about that the other night. And these guys are all over us, or me, for being from Marple Newtown. They're pretty, as you would say, they were funny.
They were funny. Tyler Walker into his 24th game. Comes into a 6-0 ball game. Phillies lead it 6-zip. Phillies pitching staff, 26 consecutive scoreless innings. It's the longest since 1995, when they had 27 scoreless innings. And what's left of the sold-out crowd has watched not only the Phillies capitalize on some really bad base running by the Nationals, but another pretty good outing tonight from the starter. Joe Blanton went 6.
Yeah, Joe did a good job. He had to hang in there that game. And, sometimes you have to do that and minimize the damage. In this case, he didn't have any damage. He totally minimized it.
Justin Maxwell toward the hole, under the glove of Jimmy, and he would have had a tough time throwing him out anyway. Hey, coming up after the ball game on Sports Night, Jeff Garcia arrives at Eagles camp as the Eagles prepare for their home opener against the Saints. Plus, Amy Fadul reports from the ballpark. Get all the news Philly fans need to know tonight after Phillies postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Nobody out. Runner on first. Willie A base is the batter.
Not holding Maxwell on, of course, with a 6-0 lead.
And Walker delivers a fastball for a strike.
Don't have to play a double play depth. Nothing like having a nice lead in the 9th inning.
Last night the Nationals stranded 7. Tonight they've stranded 9. And they really have had a problem running the bases in this series.
Yeah, some of it just bad base running, some of it trying to make something happen, a little over aggressive by some young players. That's what happens when you're a struggling team. You know, you try to do too much. And the Phillies, to their credit, have gotten them. One won the base running mistake when they ran 3-2 and they Jason doubled the guy off first because they were running.
Try to go to the same spot this time. The A base holds up. 2-2 the count.
And trying to get him to chase breaking balls.
Pop up to shallow right. Worth on the run. Makes the call. One away. Probably the easiest thing that Jason has done tonight. He has had himself a good night. Grand slam. Doubled up Christian Guzman at first base. He's had a good couple of games. And let's face it, it has been such a breakout year for him. That grand slam gives him 34 home runs and 88 RBIs.
Heck of a year.
Here's Mike Morse. Mike Morse at one time, I don't know if everybody remembers his name, but he was a guy that the Mariners thought was going to take over for Alex Rodriguez at shortstop. And now he's a first baseman outfielder in the national system. And he rips that one to left. Ibanez makes the grab. A reminder that tomorrow night when the Phils and the Nationals get set for Game 3 of this series at 6:30, you can watch Phillies pregame live now before every Phillies game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. 2 outs. Willie Harris the batter. Harris 0 for 2. Couple of walks, a ground out, reached on an error. Runner goes, pitch is taken for strike 1.
With 2 outs, everybody had moved way back, not holding him on, of course, and he sees that and just takes second base.
Line drive, base hit it to right field. Maxwell's going to score. The shutout is over with. And Willie Harris has an RBI single. And for the first time since the 9th inning of Sunday's day game against the Mets, somebody has scored a run against the Phillies.
That's a heck of a run. Last time they pitched 3 straight shutouts was in 1969. And they actually had 4. In August of '69, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. I don't know who those guys were, because that was not a real good team.
Well, now they go for the victory. Leading at 6-1, Harris is going to walk to second base as Guzman takes a pitch for a strike. The other thing, too, is that Tyler Walker's scoreless streak ends as well. He had built one over the last several weeks.
Jerry Johnson, Woody Fryman, Grant Jackson, and Rick Wise.
Jackson.
And Rick Wise pitched those 4 shutouts. Yeah, Woody Fryman was a heck of a pitcher, too. Hard sinker ball, left-handed pitcher.
Pop up. This should do it right near the mound. Pedro Feliz coming charging in. So is Case on top of the hill. He makes the catch. And the Phillies have taken the first 2 games of this series against the Washington Nationals. Not only that, they've won 4 straight. Jason Worth, the grand slam. He is our Chevrolet player of the game. He also doubled up a base runner over at first.